Hey, what's going on, everyone? I am J.A. Dudley, and this is another car driving video. Hopefully, you all can hear me loud and clear. Rocking my new Aeolus Defense hat in the gray and black, my favorite colors. And I am just driving, enjoying the sights, not listening to music, but it made me think about my musical journey. Growing up in New Jersey, in a fairly devout Christian family. Of course, it was gospel music from all different generations. I believe that in my storage unit, I still have my grandmother's 8 tracks of. I'm trying to think of the like some of the artists. It really leaves my mind with some of them, like like Mahalia Jackson and Grover Cleveland. I'm trying to think of some of those other gospel singers. But as time went on, I would hear the stuff that's on the radio. Not really being into rap. My mother controlled the radio my entire youth. I never was able to pick and choose what I wanted to listen to. So it could have been songs from the 60s, 70s. Trying to think. She used to listen to WBLS. We barely listened to Hot 97 in that was out of Newark. That was the hip hop station. I believe from her telling, she only enjoyed 2 rap songs. That was one, Parents Don't Understand, and Tennessee by I can't think of the name. I'm really at a loss for the name of those groups. Or was that Tennessee? No. I can't think. It go Tennessee, Lord, I can't drink some more. Another I am thirsting for in the middle of it. I don't remember the words, any of that stuff. It's irrelevant. But you can try and Google it or something and figure it out. But that's what she listened to. Then she got into a relationship with my stepfather, and he still to this day has crates of albums or LPs. I'm not sure the correct delineation of what those are. The 12-inch vinyls, we'll just call them that, of all different types of music from the 50s, 60s, 70s, which he played all of it all the time. He was so deep into his music, he even had reel-to-reel players playing reel tapes or cassettes, not just the ones that you would stick in a radio. And I'm not even sure the cutoff point for someone's age that would know what a cassette tape was. But as I started to get into my early teenage years, I started working and purchasing my own music. I believe my first CD that I purchased on my own was Wu-Tang Clan, Into the 36 Chambers. Love that album. Still stands the test of time. Mostly all the Wu-Tang stuff stands the test of time when it's them as a group. When they're separate, they all have hits that stand the test of time, but the full albums wouldn't say all of that. Then from there, I started buying gospel music, had Kirk Franklin CDs. Trying to think, what else? Never really got into the whole East Coast rap thing outside of Wu-Tang, like the Jay-Z, Biggie, well, Tupac is West Coast, even though he's from the East Coast. Never really got into the popular music like that. But as time went on, what is the name of that group? I liked real obscure music, especially for my geographical area. Street Cinema. That's the name of the album, but I can't think of the group. I love their album because it was a storytelling album. One of the major, I guess, record labels that I'm known for listening to is stuff from from No Limit, Master P, Silk the Shocker, Mia X, C Murder, Cain and Abel, Beats by the KLC. I loved all of that music. As time went on, I started to grow out of that. Because when I would have people in the car with me, they wouldn't want to hear that, but I would play it so much that they had no choice and eventually started to like it. Also listened to 3-6 Mafia. I had to stop that as a teenager because every time 3-6 Mafia was playing while I was driving, I either got pulled over or something happened wrong with the vehicle or went airborne, like the Dukes of Hazzard. It was never any good. So we put a moratorium on listening to 3-6 Mafia while driving. That just became a no-go. Then from there, I think the video game music started to become an influence on me. Listening to more house music or electronic music, that started to play a major role. I would rather listen to that than any type of rap music, because when I listen to rap music, I listen to it for the beats, not for the lyrics. Then time went on, I became a nightclub bouncer and really enjoyed the EDM nights. Listen, when DJs, like high profile DJs like DJ AM would come to the club that I worked at, it was a great time. I would learn and hear about all these new electronic artists, and then I became somewhat friendly with DJ AM, asking him about his set list, like who made this song, who made that, and he would run that stuff down. I would talk to him a few times that he was there at the club, and then I think he was on a flight somewhere with Travis Barker from Blink 182, and that plane ended up crashing, and DJ AM passed away. And as time went on, learning about more music, one of my favorite bands are I can't believe why the Sons of Leon. I mean, no, not Son. The Kings of Leon. I love their music, their sound, and everything like that. Then that I believe is the closest I got to a country, like country music, because I still don't have an ear for country music, but most of the time I'm listening to news and not music at all, or watching YouTube videos, watching documentaries, different things like that. Now, as I grow, listen to Eminem, West Coast music, which I'm heading out west now in Arizona on my way to California. I would listen to things that the music would do something to me. It would make me want to hear a song over and over again, and I am guilty of that for playing music repeatedly once I find something that I like. Now that I am that I turn my life over to Yah and Yeshua, listening to that type of music really throws a wrench in the thoughts of what people are saying. So my wife found a rap artist. I can't pronounce his new rap name because he changed his name. Is Anviel the Servant, but he was known as Humble for Yah. His music, I love that. I've used some of his music on my TikTok stories. Hopefully this isn't vibrating really loud because this road is a little bumpy. But Humble for Yah has the mindset that I have, and he also has the beats that from the hip-hop community really resonate with me with a biblical message. It wasn't like when I was young, when artists would try and do biblical rap, it was just them using a popular song and changing the words up. It didn't seem genuine. It didn't seem well thought out, but they tried. Kanye West with his Sunday Service album and his song Jesus Walk and a few other ones, those can still get play when I'm driving, but it's very rare because it's still not aligned in my mindset, in my Hebrew mindset of honoring the Father. It seems to be that he's still on a mission trying to figure out how to be and live biblically right. Just like you have all of these quite a few gospel singers that have a terrible heart, a terrible mind, and do terrible things in their life, but as soon as they can get their hair done, put on that suit or put on that dress, they put out this untruth of who they are. They're just in it for the money. They're in it for the glory, for the fame. They're not in it to share Yah's message. And that's where I'm at right now with my musical journey. There's also a TJ Bear Independent. He also said that there are a few metal bands. Oh yeah, I used to listen to Slayer, System of a Down, Metallica, Iron Maiden, a lot of different music, some German death metal that I couldn't even pronounce, like Du Hasmich from Rammstein. Used to listen to stuff like that. Really eclectic, just no Hindu and no country. But Bear was talking about there are a few bands that are putting out the Hebrew message. My wife and some of the other women in the tribe have brought up a few artists that they went to. Well, one of the women in the tribe, Sarah, she took her girls to a concert, which was a big surprise for her. They moved up from Florida, found out about this artist, started playing their music, him singing in Hebrew, which totally changes the feel of the music, sounds more guttural and from the heart. And then found out they were playing near the town that we live in, so she went and enjoyed that. I wasn't able to go, but trying to not only find music that edifies my wanting to nod my head to it, but get some knowledge and information from it, so that I am not ashamed with sharing this with my children or sharing it online. That it actually represents me, who I am, and it doesn't, I'm not trying to grab a bit and a piece or just an instrumental to something that sounds good, but the song itself is completely trash. So right now, I'm always bumping Humble for Ya or Annabelle the Servant. I still trying to read it in my mind and say it out loud. It's probably a simple pronunciation, but I'm gonna put a link to his music down below for you all to go check it out. It's very, very good. But that's it for me. Shalom, everyone.